Good evening. Welcome to this week's episode. I'm by myself currently. Uh, Hopefully, some of the others will join me in a little bit. But yeah, um, since the last time we've been on, uh, not as much has happened as last time. We had a mega show last time, which was so long. We haven't got that much today, but we have got bits to talk about. So, um, love that. Good to have you, man. Um, so, I'm going to start off with um, a little bit of TNA, I think. I don't think I've ever started on TNA. But there was a big pay per view for them, Slammiversary, over last weekend. And yeah, I've picked a few of the matches that yeah, you'll know the names from. Just a little rundown on what kind of went on there. So the Rascals, including Wesley, did pick up a win against NXT's No Quarter Catch Crew. And then there was a couple of title fights that were the most important of the night. So the street fight for the TNA Digital Media Championships was against AJ Francis, who's the champ, and then PCO. PCO went on to win that to be the new title holder. Jordana Grace fought against Ash by Elegance. Ash by Elegance actually retained. And then there was Mustafa Ali, X Division champ. He also lost his title against Mike Bailey. And then the main event was a six-way elimination match for the TNA title between Moose, the champ, Joe Hendry, Frankie Kazarian, Steve Macklin, Josh Alexander, and Nick Nemeth. And in the end, Nick Nemeth actually picked up the win to be crowned new TNA champ. So that's what's going on quickly in the world of TNA. Obviously, there's a bit of TNA crossover with the Rascals at the moment. So, yeah, it's worth just mentioning that one. So, in terms of what else went on, we had an NXT, obviously, since last time. The Rascals again opened up that show, obviously including Wesley as well. And they fought against the Gallus Boys. And the Rascals picked up that win. Later on in that evening, there was a title match made between Dante Chan and Ethan Page. It was at the end of the night main event, obviously. Roxanne Perez came out. She kind of was speaking to the crowd and said she didn't get the respect that she deserves and stuff, and that she rolls out the red carpet for anyone to come and face her, whatever promotion that may be in. She then goes on to say that she can't believe out of all those people, they've chosen to face Thea Hale. Thea Hale then comes out and gives it back to her. It was kind of a simple back and forth. They got into a scrap at the end, so that kind of sets it up. For them obviously having a match, which is going to happen. Javon Evans beat Jensen by pinfall as well, and then Ethan Page retained his title. So yeah, it's a weird one. I don't know how long they're going to keep the title on Ethan Page and what happens in that future landscape. It's not a landscape that I saw happening, so I am not sure how that sort of goes down. But obviously, we'll see. I don't know the what's on the horizon in terms of in terms of NXT pay-per-views, to be fair. I imagine I don't know if they've even got one on the same weekend as SummerSlam, which seems a little bit of a shame. If not, let's have a look just quickly. So obviously we've got SummerSlam in terms of what's coming up. Obviously, I've just mentioned it. In terms of what's coming up, main roster wise, obviously we've got SummerSlam coming up, not this weekend, but next weekend. And then in terms of if we have anything on, okay, so on August the 3rd we have SummerSlam, and then the pay-per-view after that is the Great American Bash for NXT. It looks like it's over 2 nights. So that's July the 30th. So that's next week's edition of normal NXT programming. And then August the 6th. So that's 3 days after SummerSlam. So obviously all the build up to that is in preparation for that, I guess. But yeah, that's in the world of NXT. Obviously, we have one yesterday, but I'm going to save that for Sunday. We're going back to Sundays as our night of these shows, just purely so we can get a night where it's going to be the same all the time, and how that might work. I do believe that we are going to go live. It won't be myself, but it'll be Carl and whoever else is around. We are going to go live for SummerSlam on a watch along. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. So quickly going over to the other side of the wrestling, and we had the 250th edition of AEW Dynamite this week, which was predominantly taken up by 3 matches. MJF and Ospreay started off the night. This went on for like between 50 minutes to an hour, so which was a bit nuts because you never really expect weekly programming matches to be on for that long. But I do think it was for good reason. It was fast paced. Both the wrestling styles, however different they may be, really somewhat matched up together. And in the end of the match, the ref was run down. Love that. At that point, they should have just carried it on for 2 more seconds and took it up to an hour. So obviously the ref was run down. So basically run into. So he's so he wasn't kind of watching what was going on. MJF used the Dynamite Diamond Ring to hit Ospreay with. And to pick up the win was a massive shock. Obviously, that sets up now. My hopes is that we'll get MJF and Ospreay at All In, because I think that makes a lot of sense. It could, like we've even spoke about before, it could be a triple threat. To be fair, between Daniel Garcia as well, maybe that I wouldn't be opposed to either. But yeah, I think it sets it up really well for All In. Mercedes Moné had a title defense against Nyla Rose. Even though it was a little bit of a mismatch, as you would think it physically, it was still fairly even. Mercedes Moné defeated her to retain. And then we had the non-title match of Swerve versus Okada. Very competitive matchup. The Young Bucks attacked Swerve to kick off a brawl with everyone who would be in next week's Blood and Guts. Obviously, that's coming up on Wednesday. So yeah, that was started off a brawl with everybody in that, and then obviously Darby lowered himself down from the rafters to reveal that he would be the final member of Team AEW. So that's something to look forward to this week. Blood and Guts. obviously as known in WWE War Games. But yeah, I'm hoping that lives up to it. I believe we have some of the matches on it as well. Let's bring it up quickly. We do. We have a FTW title defense, Chris Jericho against Suzuki. Britt Baker's back and wrestling Shida. We have the debut of Maria May, and then we hear from MJF, which I am hoping, that Ospreay will come out and battle him and give him a fight all in. Yeah, see, I haven't been the biggest fan of her like comeback, the way that it just happened, the way she just kind of walked in and took over everything and didn't really earn a place in terms of fighting for the title and stuff. I was annoyed with Willow Nightingale at that point as well, because she got the title and she defended it for like one pay-per-view before it was given to her. I understand about the maybe taking the two titles, like that's kind of understandable. It doesn't really make much sense, because she's eventually just going to have to give it up. So yeah, I'm hit and miss. Obviously, I know the talent she has, but I'm just not the best with how they booked it. Yeah, they're giving him a bit of a tough time at the minute. I think this whole new gimmick he's been given really doesn't fit him, really doesn't suit him, makes him really cringe. So yeah, that I'm not best pleased with. And obviously, if he's still title holder, he'll have a match at All In. I'm just not sure who against currently. Well, obviously, it depends if he retains on next Wednesday. So yeah, next Wednesday. I say that it's tonight, isn't it? Because Wednesday is AEW night. So it is tonight, not next Wednesday at all. So hopefully tomorrow morning we'll wake up with some more all-in matches. So going over to SmackDown, there's literally no notes on this because it was terrible. You had one good match on there between Andrade and Kamala Hayes. There was a tiny bit of story development between LA Knight and Logan Paul. And then there was some same old bloodline type stuff. Believe we have a new name in the chat. Hi Hassan, hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. So yeah, SmackDown was just a little bit is what it is, I suppose. So yeah, SmackDown was just kind of, I don't think it's doing particularly well at the minute. I think they're using it just for bloodline stuff, and I don't think they're giving it much thought other than that. So yeah, it's not pleasing really, because most weeks I come on here and just say that there's not really much going on, and yeah, it's not great. So kicking off now this week's worth of stuff. We're Raw. So at the start of the program, we saw the return of CM Punk. We saw a bit of the bloodline, and then we found out that there'd be a number one contenders match between Ilya and Bron Breakker. Yeah, I am actually. We've just spoke a little bit about that, about the repercussions it could have for All In. But yeah, I'm pleased that it is that it's on this evening and we got something to watch tomorrow. But I think they could have it as a pay-per-view, to be honest. obviously we've got All In coming up. Maybe it's after that, or yeah, it's obviously good that we'll have something to watch. I just think they could maybe do more with it. What are your feelings around that? And yeah, I guess give me some predictions. Who do you think is going to win in those matches? Um, so yeah, so we've gone through the IC title number one contender. That will be on later on in the card. Gunther opens the show, basically badmouths the crowd and Damien Priest, and demands that Priest comes down to the ring and puts the title in his hands. Instead, Damien Priest came to the ring and goes, starts a punch up. Hoping TMAW too. I think these sort of matches are made for your Darby Allens and people like that. Hopefully Team AW. Obviously, it's a weird one, isn't it? Because it's not got any sort of serious repercussions. So it's a bizarre one, to be honest. Obviously, it maybe builds some storylines for the future. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. But we shall see. So, go back to Raw, because I'm going in all sorts of different directions at the minute. So then a brawl kind of kicks out. Damien Priest goes for security like normal. Next up was the number one contenders match. Towards the end of this match, Ilya dived off the apron but was caught by a spear, which I kind of watched it and thought, this is going to be great. And then it happened, and I was like, well, a bit bad, really. It was not how they'd hoped. The ref then counted, refs then ruled Ilya unfit to carry on, which was a little bit like, you've got to pull off a really good spear if that's going to be the case. Since it's Elite's first match with Swerve, I could see Hangman Page getting the pinfall win on him, eventually leading to a title match, triple threat at All In. Ooh, it's a good idea. I'd be down for that. Although I do think we've got enough currently, but like Swerve and Brian Danielson. I do think we've got enough in that already. I would like Hangman to be in it somehow. I don't know, maybe against maybe if Chris Jericho retains, maybe it's putting him in a match with him. I think that could be quite a good one. It's a thought actually. I'll have to start formulating a dream card for All In. Next up, there was a Lyra Valkyria and Sonya Deville match. Sonya won, and then we cut to a VT of the Wyatt Six. The next part of that little bit, I was a little bit disappointed that it wasn't another interview. I hope that everyone would be an interview from each member. I still do think it was good. This week it was about Nikki Cross, aka Abby the Witch. There was a voice. I don't know if it's Uncle Howdy or whether it was just somebody else. It basically said, look at yourself. They've lied to you. They ignored you. Watch you suffer in solitude. I've been the answer all along. Then like a fake cry. And then another look at yourself. Then a scream. And then just like some horror type ending to it. And then the blue screen. And so I do still think it was effective. Like, it was short and sweet, but it was still effective. I suppose they can't do the same thing every week. If I do the same thing every week, I'll probably moan them and say, "Oh, it's the same every week." But yeah, it was still okay. It just wasn't. Yeah, I suppose. I suppose. Yeah, I do see Swerve retaining, to be honest. So it could be. I'm not thinking to All Out though. I just want them to make All In the best that they possibly can, without being too like. That's because I'm going. I just do want to, yeah, want them to carry on and have have a really good show like last year. So yeah, CM Punk's cleared. A match between him and Drew's obviously made for SummerSlam, with Seth as a special guest referee. Xavier Woods, Tozawa, and Otis face up against the Final Assessment, where the Final Assessment win. Otis, Maxine, and Tozawa stay in the ring. Chad Gable and the Creed brothers come out. He says he still needs to help. Still feels that he needs to help, even though they're no longer all part of the Alpha Academy. Saying Otis is obviously the leader of the group now, the three of them, basically taking the mick out of him again, saying that he's not using his mind and he's not got a brain and all that sort of that we've heard before from him. Otis alludes to last week when he left the Creed brothers and kind of ran away when the White Six came out, and said that the answer is still no. Tozawa and Maxine then backed him up and said that's still the case. Their big brawl comes out, Alpha Academy coming out on top, but then the lights go down again and Wyatt Six come out to the top of the ramp, apart from Uncle Howdy because he's behind Chad Gable, and hits Sister Abigail, which is really cool. Great throwback there as well. Crowd went mad for it, which is great. Pete Dunne against Bronson Reed was scheduled next, but before that kicks off, Sheamus comes out and attacks them both, and then makes them both run out the ring. So that was the world's shortest match there. We then get on to the ever-ending saga of Rhea, Dom, and Liv. Ooh. I am no longer on my own. How are you?
What's going on? I'm doing all right.
Good.
A quick minute here on my lunch break.
Nice.
What we talking about?
What's been happening in the world of you?
My world, not too much, man. I think I lost a sub today, so I'm a little upset about that. But outside of that, keeping on. Yeah, working on some new videos. Gonna be having some reactions in soon. I still never got your response from last time. I'm sure we're gonna get that up, but we get to figure out the date.
Yeah, just drop me a message and we'll sort it, because it does sound quite good. It's something I've been wanting to do on this channel, but we very busy. So yeah, that'll be good. I think that will be. I think it's a bridge between. I think it's a good bridge between the two channels as well. Like for us to. Yeah, I don't know, because I think that's how it. I think this how it all. Like we've managed to work it, haven't we? In that both your channel and our channel have benefited from each other, and we've kind of got people just going between the both now, which is really nice to see.
Yeah, I just like you guys. I just like hanging out with you guys. So, if we chit chat or whatever, it's all it's just hanging out. Pretty much every time we hang out, that's what it feels like.
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of, are you going to be watching SummerSlam with us?
No.
Oh man, we need to get you on one of these, man.
I can't sacrifice my a week's worth of sleep just to stay up for a couple of hours.
Chat, we need everybody in chat to convince him to stay up till 4 a.m. his time, at least once or twice a month. Okay.
Even if there was 60 comments and 15 people joined the Patreon, I still wouldn't stay up because I'm the one.
Guys, I heard at 2,000 subs, he's gonna stay up till 4 a.m. for every pay-per-view. Every single one of them. Insane. He said that.
No, I've got to be there to do this show on the Sunday. So
God,
if
he said 10,000 subs. He just chatted me. He said 10,000 subs. He'll do it.
if we get 10,000 subs like that, I'll stay up. I'll stay up. Like they
He's
can
gonna do it. You heard it here. 10,000 subs. He's up every night. Everybody subscribe. Everybody comment. Everybody share the videos to all your friends.
Yeah, if that happens, I will stay up. We have spoken about TNA, AEW, Smackdown, and we've gone on to Raw. I don't know whether you managed to see Liv Morgan's awful attempt at fake crying. If not, you need to
I saw the clips of like him. What was it like? What is his name? Damien or
Dom was in the
Dom? Yeah,
Dominic.
They had like the Liv on one like at the top, and she's like doing her thing, and like then you got what's her face over there like in the ring with them, and I'm like, man, Dom don't deserve to be in this situation, man. If anything, that should be me.
Oh, I would love to be in that situation.
Realistically, come on now. But even if I wasn't gonna put like myself in there, maybe I'd put like, I don't know, like could Damian Priest or somebody with a title get this type of attention? Like, I don't know, man. It's crazy giving this much love to Dom, but I get it. I don't want to be a hater, but I'm just gonna hate right now. The guy's married anyway. Come on, guys. Like, can anybody else get some attention here? What up, Liv? Hit me up sometimes. That's all I'm saying.
I would pay to be in that situation in the middle of both of them.
Oh my gosh!
I would pay great money to do that.
I just want to. Obviously, it's going to lead to like a women's world title match. I want to see it go a little bit quicker.
I think it should be. I think it should be like old times' sake. I think it should be custody of Dom for the second time. Just for old times' sake.
A ladder match for the custody of Dom.
Yeah.
And then he comes down and try to like push the ladder away, but then somebody steps off and looks at him, and then he's back in the same situation.
Just to roll back the years, I think they should do that. That would
I honestly do like that idea now. Like a custody match for Dom. If it's at SummerSlam, that'd be perfect. But even if you could drag that out to Survivor Series or something. Like would actually be hilarious.
Yeah, keep him in like a cage or something at ringside, and then just let him out when like whoever's good.
Oh my gosh, that is so fucking funny.
It would. It just have that, and then whoever wins can actually put him on like a lead and everything, and just take him out the arena.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
We've got to go full throttle into these.
This is why we need to be writers for the show. They need us, honestly.
That's peak WCW type stuff.
But it's already where they're headed to right now. So it's not even like it's like it's like not even crazy for where we're at currently.
Yeah, it's not.
Just like Stetsy says, I probably would have picked Liv. I think Liv's a little bit more my type.
See, Liv's always been like the elite for me, but I just think at the moment it's really, really hard. I wouldn't want to be making that decision, to be honest, because I could wake up one day and think, I could be swayed here, and then another day I'd wake up and go, oh well. But
either one can sway me. I'm gonna be honest, ladies. Rhea, Liv, whichever one of you hit me up first, I promise you're the winner here. So it's really up the ball's in your court, really.
Yeah, because obviously there's been a bit of back and forth between Jey Uso and Dom. Not Jey Uso and Dom. That's a weird dynamic. Jey Uso and Rhea Ripley. She also tweeted him back, but I think she should stop wasting her time tweeting him back, to be honest. And just
I think it's interesting how they bring like kayfabe issue, like things over towards like the real life. where now they're doing like they're tweeting each other, but it's still part of the storyline.
Yeah.
When realistically, you know that she is married, so it's kind of like
Yeah, well, that
maybe you
doesn't
should
matter
maybe you
really.
should kind of separate that part. Like if you're gonna do that, then don't post your wedding pictures on Twitter. You know,
Just, you
like
could just leave that bit out. You didn't
I
really
know,
need
or
to.
like maybe have like a WWE Instagram page, or like does WWE have a social media page that they can start for
Yeah,
wrestlers?
yeah, I
You know,
suppose.
just something like that. That way it keeps up with it, because then it's gonna hit reality and people are gonna be like, oh, well, let me look 3 photos down. Who's this guy? Like, you know.
It's it's a big guy as well. I'm not sure I want to mess with him if I'm
Yeah,
honest.
it's different
Um,
when it's people like The Rock, because you know The Rock is a little bit more phony. So like he
mhm.
doesn't post real things that you would care about anyway. It's all advertisement. So when he posts like some crazy stuff like now I'm going into wrestling mode on here, it really doesn't change much, because this is kind of like the same. Like we don't know the real Dwayne Johnson based off his Instagram or anything, because that's just how he is. But
We
like
unfortunately do know him quite a lot from his films. And
that's still The Rock, and that just proves how bad The Rock is at acting.
yeah,
He only has one character, okay? It's the same character he's been playing for the last like 30 years now.
I
He
just
doesn't
want
have
him
another
to.
guy.
I just really want him to be put into like a romantic film where
No,
he
because
just
then
has
it's just
to
The
go.
Rock in a romantic film. It's not Dwayne Johnson being a
Yeah.
romantic guy.
I wonder.
He's
No, but I wonder whether like he would act in the same way that he does in like Guardians of the Galaxy if he was given a romantic film. Do you think that would be? Because I
you
don't
mean like
think.
he was in the Black Adam. You said
Yeah.
you mean Batista?
Oh yeah, Batista's in Guardians of the
Yeah.
Galaxy. You know, goddamn.
Batista's a slightly better actor. I've seen him in other things. He's a little bit better.
Yeah, he
Uh
is. I feel that I have more respect for Batista as well.
the
Um,
I feel like the Rock movies, you know, like Scorpion King, stuff like that, like those are just literally the same. Like if you every movie is literally put the Rock in this situation. Like we want the Rock from wrestling, but now we want him to tame freaking giant freaking apes, or now we want him to uh be trying to escape off of a building that's about to blow up. Like you know, be The Rock being an assassin for some reason. How would The
yeah,
Rock be an assassin? So it's like one trick pony stuff. Like he's not a great actor,
no,
but
he's not.
he's good at playing The Rock though. That's the one thing. He's extremely great at playing The Rock. But it's like, you ever watched John Cena in other movies? Like I
Yeah,
remember not liking John Cena, and then like seeing him in something and being like, "Well, this guy's actually pretty funny."
yeah.
I,
John Cena in one of his first films, in the Marine. That was real good.
that's
Uh,
the one I've never seen.
oh, that's real good. That's real good. But
Uh,
then
the
he's kind of got a different sense now that he's been in some like comedy films and been in some
Yeah,
series and like
I saw him in a
feel
comedy
that
film, and he was hilarious. It was some
yeah.
movie where he was like, I think he was like some dad or something,
Hmm.
and I was like,
Yeah.
"What is this?" And I don't even remember the name of the movie, but if I could find it now, I would
I think it
probably
might
rewatch
be
it.
so it could be uh there's a couple of like comedy style films he's been in. One called Blockers, where he's a parent.
I think that was the movie. I think
Um,
that was it.
so he,
Blockers.
yeah, so he becomes good friends after seeing the friendship of their children. However, the parents try hard to stop their daughters from losing their virginity on prom night.
Yeah, that's the movie. I remember that exactly.
There's a couple of others as well. He was in Daddy's Home, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a real good film. Um,
And I
yeah,
think
so
I think I saw him in Game Night too. I think he
yeah,
made
that's
like
all right.
an appearance in that. I just
Yeah, he's
remember
got,
seeing him in 2 movies, and I was like, "Dang, this guy's pretty funny." I don't even like him as a
yeah,
wrestler.
he's in two films where he acts really well. One called Legendary, and then one called, like I say, The Marine, because I think Randy Orton plays like the second Marine film, and it just wasn't the same. But that like Marine film is like 2008, maybe, or maybe before that even. So yeah, that was John Cena. Obviously, we'll get to see him back end of this year and start of next, of course. So yeah, basically, just quickly backtracking to what happened. Rhea and Dom were in the ring. Rhea screams, basically, let's saying to Liv, like, get out here, come and get him if you want him. Title music hits. They're kind of looking for a while. She doesn't really know where she is, and then she stood at like the top of the stairs. She then goes on like proper charm offensive and saying that got feelings for Dom and Dom has feelings for me. Can't deny it. Gorgeous men like him do not go for women like you, which I think was.
They're just saying anything these days.
Yeah, it was one of those ones that it screamed, "This is playground" type stuff. Like,
yeah,
it's just not good.
I mean, even the way the story started was kind of out of nowhere, where it's like, okay, where does she come from? And now she just has these feelings for Dom all of a sudden. They're just like, not even like they started from anywhere. They became like, they were from 0 to like obsessive within the course of like 0 seconds. Like, it doesn't make sense of where it started. Like, maybe if he would have saved her from an incident, like if something happened, he just so happened to be there. He's not a horrible guy. He sees a woman getting hurt or something and he's available to stop it, he'll do it. He does that, and all of a sudden then she has a crush. It makes more sense.
Thing where he comes along and there's a cat stuck in the tree and lives at the bottom of the tree and he goes, "Oh my god, you saved this
exactly cat." Like, let's say they set up a flight of stairs or something and Liv's just about to fall down, and then like Dom just so happened to be walking down the stairs, has his arms out for a whole nother reason, and then catches her and she's like, "Oh my god, you saved my life." That would make more sense than what they like how they started this off. And I think that's like, it's the one thing that's really like holding it back for me is the fact that they didn't write it properly to start off with. It feels like they just wanted to, they kind of was like, okay, Rhea's hurt. We got to give somebody big the title now. Who's ready right now? They looked at the roster, said who's ready at the moment, and Liv name was probably just up there, and she just got off an injury. So it's like,
at the start it was quite exciting, I think, but yeah, it's kind of got a little bit daft. We also have MBE waiting, Lee Merton. Sure, he'll be invited to Buckingham Palace to gain that award of MBE for tonight's intervention. So yeah, I hope you're feeling proud of yourself. That sounds really sarcastic. Didn't mean it in that way, but that sounds really sarcastic and like that I took the piss.
But it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. So Stussy said he's got a preference of blondes. I'm not sure I didn't know when this become like a dating show. And that Rhea wears too much makeup, plus the goth aesthetic is kind of a red flag.
Hey, the goth aesthetic is part of the appeal for me. The tattoos. Yeah. I love women with tattoos. I have tattoos myself. Same. So it's never been a thing for me.
That's something we're gonna disagree on, Stussy, big time.
Yeah, we're gonna have to disagree there, Stussy.
Yeah.
I've met so many chicks that look like Liv before. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Like, Liv seems like a chick I've met. I probably like would have went to high school or like been in like a college class with her before.
Yeah.
And I just didn't take that, I was just like, oh man, I'm not even looking at her that hard. But then if I really would have looked at her, I would have been like, whoa.
Yeah, but I feel when you went to school, there was like 100 Liv Morgans. There was 100 of them. But then there was maybe like one Rhea Ripley in the whole of the school. Like, and that's the difference, I think. Like,
yeah.
but yeah, that was a weird segment.
It was.
Social media isn't canon.
Social media isn't canon. It's like a canon in a story, like an anime. Like it's not like they don't really count it. Is what he's saying.
Okay, makes sense. Unless you're Drew McIntyre, I'm not sure what that would do. Batista is a true
Thespian.
What's one of them?
That's an actor. It's the
is it?
Yes, how they say actor. Like it's the real way to say. I guess not the real way, but it's like the fancy way to say actor.
Okay. Liv Morgan single-handedly destroyed the PG era. God, if it was that bad, then we wouldn't be talking about it in the high. And then, yes, I'm proud I collected my Collins. Honestly, Lee, I haven't properly read the message, obviously because I've been on here.
Oh yeah, freaking Lee over here is a hero, ladies and gentlemen. Lee stopped I believe he helped apprehend a armed man. I can't remember what what was in there. He was trying to steal something, and Lee was like, "Nah, I'm hopping in there." Jumped into action.
To be honest, Lee, I've just read back the message, and I would have allowed him to take the 4 bottles. I'm not I had a couple of occasions like that when I worked in retail, and sometimes I know it's like amazing that you stepped in, but I remember one time they sent me to a part of the store that had all of the saws and hammers and stuff. And they said, "Can you go and tell the guy he shouldn't be nicking this stuff?" And I'm thinking to myself, paid not a great deal. Does it warrant me potentially getting hit by one of those weapons? And the answer to that was a big no. So I turned around to the manager and I asked him if he wanted to do it.
Yeah.
He also said no. So my answer was
what the fuck are we talking about then, bro? Like, what are we talking about? Like, you are the manager. You do this. If anybody's gonna have to risk their life, it's gonna be you. You get salary. You know, that's how it works. That's why you get salary.
So yeah, that was story 101. He was aggressive at first. Obviously the wrestling that Lee did through his youth and has carried on really helped him because he discovered he had a weapon, but that didn't bother Lee at all.
No, he saw the weapon. He was like, "Bam! How do you use it? Taking it, using it against you if I have to." But I'm sure he used non-lethal force because he's just that good. You guys ever saw like a Bruce Lee movie or like a Jackie Chan movie? That's what happened today. Lee used his environment against the opponent. He saw a stick on the ground. He kicked it up. He hit him in the head with it. He hit his hand so he couldn't use the weapon. He made him drop the alcohol, but didn't drop. He didn't break the bottles. He kept all 4 bottles safe, put them to the side, continued to beat up the criminal. The cops were like, "Whoa, do you want to work for us?" He was like, "Nah, I'm just here to save my people." And then he walked away. But for some reason, an explosion happened. He walked away from the explosion. It looked super cool. Everybody clapped. And he hit him with a stunner.
So yeah, that was what happened. So going back to this horrendous segment, Dom then has to drag Rhea back out of the ring. Rhea doesn't like that and kind of gets a little bit annoyed. He says, "Let me take care of this." And then there was a moment where Liv was going, "Oh, I know you want to say those 3 words." And then there was a little bit of pause for dramatic effect. And then Dom went, "Oh yeah, I can say those 3 words." Another pause for dramatic effect. And then he said that he hates her.
Mm-hmm.
And then spoke quite a lot of Spanish, which you don't have a clue what was said. Only the Spanish-speaking people in America knew what that was,
and around the world,
and around the world, of course. So
your whole audience in Spain is like, what do you mean?
the Spanish audience have now got a backlash on Wrestle Dawg. Like, you forgot about us.
When you start getting Spanish text messages or Spanish messages and DMs, that's why.
The Spanish commentators on the pay-per-views, they're going to go out as next time for that line.
Man.
Yeah. Then she started a fake crying, which was probably one of the worst I've ever seen. She's certainly not going to get any roles in upcoming films anytime soon because it was absolutely awful.
Stussy says they're a Spanish speaker, and he pretty much cut the same promo twice.
Oh, isn't he clever?
That's a good way to do it. Also, Stussy said his experience was he went to school with a bunch of Rias, and I'm probably more jealous of him than anybody else right now.
Yeah, although it seems a little bit weird to be saying that now that we've grown up. So
I mean, well, yeah. In the moment, I would have been excited in the past.
Yeah.
You know.
So then Rhea kind of whispers something to him, and he looks like he's back in Rhea's good books now. Then we had, after that, we had an amazing 2 matches. We had Zelina Vega versus Zoe Stark, which Zelina Vega won. And then, as always, our favourite end to Raw is always a tag match between the people they want to get on the show, but they don't know how to get them on, so they just put them all together. So we had Jey Uso and Sami Zayn facing Finn and JD McDonough. Jey Uso and Sami won. Woohoo! That was so exciting. I can't wait to see that one again. And then Braun Breaker then spears Sami Zayn in a bit of a setup for SummerSlam. And then, that was it. That was it.
So wait, is Braun going against Sami for SummerSlam?
Yeah. Braun's going against Sami for SummerSlam. They've decided that they don't have any other wrestlers than Braun Breaker, and decided to put him in another match against Sami Zayn after being on the last pay-per-view against Sami Zayn as well.
Yeah. And then, but then here's the thing. It's a lose-lose. Mm-hmm. Because are you going to have him win? Or are you going to have him lose again? Because if you're going to have him lose again, for me, that would break the whole momentum for me.
Yeah. 100%.
But then if he wins, it's like, is that too soon? And then you'll have to go over those whole okay, well, what else? Because if he wins, I would think were there other people who deserve to be in that spot?
Oh, absolutely.
And then he's gonna have to go against those people and make really exciting matches as well, just to justify his position. But at the same time, it's like, why didn't they just do the plan that I laid out last week on the show, which was a way better idea than what they were doing for what they did? I don't know, man. I should just be a writer for WWE. I need to make a pitch. Send this video out to Randy Orton.
So I am a little fun segment of the show. I am going to see how much, because obviously it's close to your home. I'm going to see how much you would have to pay currently in order to sit on a seat at SummerSlam. Let's have a little look. This is a fun segment of the show. So when we load it up on the old ticket machine, so the starting price of tickets was $65, and the price that you can go up to on the filter, it just says $3,000 plus, which is just amazing. So,
yeah, that sounds about right.
The lowest price ticket, you can buy one for $65, but you are right at the top. where you have the ring. Around the ring, you've got numbers. You've then got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right at the top, and you can see a little spot in the ring, which is the wrestlers, and you can watch it on a big screen that you could have watched at home. Yeah. If you want it.
Now, also,
ringside,
this is going to be at the stadium where the Browns play. So I've been there a few times before. It's also going to be right off a lake, so it will get cold as soon as the sun goes down. Like, it's going to be like freezing as soon as the sun goes down.
If you want to sit on the ringside, you can keep your seat. You can keep your seat as luck would have it. You can keep your seat as luck would have it for the small price of $2,500.
Nice.
Yeah, that's just
now. I'm gonna be honest. That does sound like a steal. Now, I personally cannot afford it at the moment, but if anybody wants to donate, feel free. I'll accept the donations, and I'll take one for the team, and I'll go to SummerSlam. I'll try to document the whole experience. I'll pitch myself as a creator for wrestling from then on. So if anybody wants to just donate, you'll probably have to donate like $5,000 because there's going to be a little bit of, there's going to be expenses that go along with it. But then after that, I'll just take that for the team. Nobody else has to go to these events. Just send me to this one once, and then, I'll make sure to work everything out for you guys.
Yeah, for sure. We'll also, if you send that $5,000, you also maybe that I would be able to get out as well. So yeah, it's I don't mind having the $65 tickets if anybody would like that. The expense is just going to be the flight.
You're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay the flight though.
Yeah, so if you put in the $5,000 for Devon, we can use maybe $1,000 of that to get me over there.
Yeah, I don't know how much plane tickets are, but yeah, we'll get that all arranged. That will even cover the cost of like an Uber or anything, because that's not a thing you want to drink. Downtown's going to be hectic, there's going to be a lot of stuff.
Yeah, maybe,
maybe like $6,000, honestly.
Like, yeah, I think the drinks in there are going to be at least $300, $400.
We got to get our championship. We got to get our championship belts. Yeah, guys, just send us like $6,000, $7,000. We're good after that.
Which shirt are you wearing towards it?
Yeah, what you wearing?
I think that's quite an easy one. That's going to be some Wrestle Dawg merch. It's got to be.
Yeah.
I can't do anything different.
That's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, I'm hoping to get the 25th.
Okay. It's coming up. Kyle's going to be there too, right?
It starts. Yeah, for sure. So it will be starting at 6 p.m. our time, I think. The pre-show will be 5.
It's like a recorded or it's live?
No, it will be live. I don't quite know where, but it will be live. So it starts at 5 o'clock our time. We've got 2 matches on at the minute.
For me. What day is that? A Sunday or Saturday?
Sunday.
Sunday? Yeah, that's like that's like 12 noon on a Sunday. That'll be hilarious to watch.
So yeah, it will be probably raining, probably be really cold, and yeah, probably will be people who'll be wearing coats.
Well, don't worry.
But
I'll be
let's
watching
hope.
it from inside, nice and warm.
I wonder if they'll get another backstage fight. Yeah, they might, and then we might see the footage almost a year later again, and then still not see anything a year later again. So yeah, that was that's the show. We have, I don't know. I'm hoping that we can get some NBA games going again. And there is some.
NBA season hasn't started yet. It just ended.
Yeah, no, the summer league's just finished, hasn't it?
Yeah, they just finished that up. Now, I am gonna start doing a football, and I told the fans this after the last one, but like after I'm gonna probably watch every Browns game. I'm probably gonna do a reaction, like a live reaction for every Browns game this season. I'm already a huge Browns fan, so if you guys want to support, feel free. You guys are welcome anytime on the channel for that. But then, yeah, like when the NBA season starts, I'll definitely be doing a lot more Cavs games as well.
Yeah, I think the other ones went well. To be fair,
Yeah, they did great.
We've got some good numbers. So yeah,
I'm starting to get more into live streaming. I'll say that. I'm starting to get more into it. It wasn't something I was really doing too much on my channel, but now it just feels like it's just getting a little bit easier and better to do. Definitely a lot more fun.
I just think for us as creators, it just makes life easy. You can just turn on the laptop, turn on the computer, just hit that live button and go. Like, don't have to spend hours on end editing the videos like Kyle does. Like, you don't have to spend hours trawling through and making sure everything's right. Like, you can just bring up your laptop and off you go.
I get it. I take out the cursing in my videos, and then with the movie reactions, it takes like maybe a week or so to edit those. So like it freaking it's a lot easier to just be like, let's go live, have some fun. If I curse, I curse. Let's just not bring up nothing crazy,
Yeah, I think it allows the audience that watch you more of an insight into you as well. Like, obviously, when you do a video, like you're basing it off kind of what you're talking about. Whereas when you actually have to sit and watch something that's hours long, like, yes, you can talk about what's going on, but in between that, like, it's impossible to stay on topic for the whole of the 3 hours that the game's on. Or
yeah, I get it. I gotta do some more. I gotta finish this video. Sorry, audience, if you guys are watching me now on this live stream versus the religious live stream I was supposed to finish, but that will be done. It was like a 2-hour video, pretty much the history of Catholicism. It was very interesting, but I only got like a halfway done. I'm gonna finish that, guys. Don't worry. So yeah.
Lee as well. If you're still in the chat, we'll have to get him on a game next year on one of the watchalongs. When we can find one suitable time, we'll be good, because I think it would be a good perspective to have someone that obviously watches them week in, week out, and like lives their life by it, to someone that's just kind of tuning in. So I think that would be a fun dynamic.
Yeah, let's watch some American football, Lee.
No.
Yes.
To be honest, that's a sport that I've never really been able to get into.
Come on, let's watch it. Let's watch some games. Show you what football's all about.
I can't cope with the
football.
You run 10 meters with the ball, and then they talk about that person running with that 10 meters of the ball for the next 20 minutes. And then after that 20 minutes, they go back and they run another 20 meters, maybe with a tackle this time. They then talk about that for 20 minutes.
That's why we got to watch the game, because the first mistake you're making is you're saying meters, and we don't use meters in that. We use feet and inches. So get adjusted to it. You'll learn the ropes. I don't know what you're talking about right now. Maybe some yards. Add some yards to that, and we're doing all right.
I'll try.
You can use yards, feet, and meters from now on.
I can get down to rugby, but I've not been able to get into American football yet.
If you can get into rugby, it's going to be almost completely different. So, like, don't get don't use the same rules. The biggest similarity is that they hit each other and that the ball is shaped similar. Outside of that, those are two completely different sports. Almost couldn't be more different. But I do enjoy watching both as well. So, like, I get it. But football, we got to watch a game together, because the one thing about football, you have to watch. If you're new to it, you have to watch it with somebody who's willing to explain all the details. And you already know I talk a lot, so I will explain all the details that you want. That's really the truth. If you don't have that, like if you didn't have like a dad who watched football and explained it to you as a kid, football is going to be very boring for you, because there's a lot of game within the game type of thing. Outside of that, it's just big hits.
Oh, actually, when the season starts off, this is manageable. Every single game is at an achievable time.
Yeah, they're all like Sunday afternoons.
6 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah, Sunday afternoon. Yeah,
5 o'clock. And then we hit a period where we have 2 late ones, but then 6 o'clock.
Yeah,
it's actually doable.
Hey, we're gonna be having them on football games, guys. This is gonna be fun.
Are Cleveland any good?
Yeah, they made the playoffs last year.
Oh.
We're gonna be watching some great foot. We got Coach of the Year last year.
Oh.
And Defensive Player of the Year last year from Cleveland.
Oh.
The Browns are a great team. You're going to become a Browns fan. You're going to be buying a Browns jersey by the end of the season.
Well, to be honest, there's literally it's bad. There's 0 places to buy NBA jerseys over here. There is a few more places to buy NFL jerseys, but it's only the big teams. Like, it's not any of the like the big teams in terms of the ones that are massive franchises almost. So yeah.
Oh crap! Hey, but I do have to go. I got to get back to work.
No, that's all good. I am going to finish as well. Just all quickly, right. I'll put your banner up quickly.
Sweet.
Quickly.
Go find me on YouTube. Google my name or Instagram. I'm the most famous Devon Rucker. That literally just Google it. Sam, you are a witness to that. Just Google my name. You will find me. Go to the first thing you see and subscribe to it or click on it. Hit all the links. Subscribe to everything. Do it, people. Sam, I'll catch you next time, bro.
Bye. Thanks for coming on. So yeah, that's it really. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. Been a shorter one than normal. But yeah, subscribe, like all the normal stuff. Carl's got a big video coming up. I do know that. So be ready for that coming up soon. We're back next Sunday after the live reactions of SummerSlam, which will be Carl and a few of the others. So yeah, that's that. See you all next week.